The WWE might as well be selling black hoodies on the WWE shop at this point. Triple H either owns stock in a company that only makes black hoodies, or he accidentally bought a whole bunch of black hoodies on bulk at one point, and now he's just looking for a way to use them. Because we had an attacker at the Royal Rumble this week, and yep, you guessed it, he was wearing a mask and a black hoodie. Originally, I was going to go through speculation and talk about who the attacker could be under that black hoodie. And don't get me wrong, we will do that at some point because content. But in this video, we're going to go through every single time, as far as I can remember, that Triple H used this black hoodie trope and how he's used it in the past. So let's get into it. I'm assuming you're a fan of wrestling because you're already here. You should hit that subscribe button. Come check me out. I try to post as much as I can on this channel, sometimes every day. And things are about to get really exciting in wrestling. So come check out some of this content. I guarantee you're going to find something you like. Hit that subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. Now let's talk wrestling. All right, so I thought back to all of the times that I could remember there being a black hoodied masked attacker in the WWE in recent years. I did a little bit of research, not too much because who's got the time? But I did do a little bit of research, and as far as I can see, as far as I can remember, the very first time that Triple H used this trope as the main booker for WWE was when Solo Sikoa debuted back at Clash at the Castle, when he helped Roman Reigns defeat Drew McIntyre. The Usos could not travel. The Usos were said to not be able to go. I think this one was the one in Wales. It was said that the Usos couldn't make it to Wales because of visa issues. So the speculation was, all right, I guess we're going to get Roman versus Drew in a clean match. Drew McIntyre was the babyface at this point. Roman Reigns was the big bad heel that couldn't win on his own, needed his bloodline to help him out. But the bloodline wasn't going to be here this time. So it was just going to be Roman versus Drew, one-on-one clean. And it was on Drew McIntyre's made up, but kind of home turf. So yeah, we were going to get that match. It was going to be clean. But no, we didn't get that. Instead, what we got was a masked attacker getting involved in this match. And then the man took off his mask, and it was Solo Sikoa. Michael Cole was like, that's the Usos' younger brother. He's part of the bloodline too. That's the Usos' younger brother. And that's how we were introduced to Solo Sikoa. I think that the way he used the black hoodie disguise thing here was pretty great, because this was someone that we had never seen before. So if he would have just interfered and just wearing his regular gear, I think it would have been a bit confusing for some of us, like myself, who just doesn't have the time to watch all of NXT, who just doesn't have the time to learn every single person in Roman Reigns' bloodline. So I think that the use of the black hoodie and the mask was actually done to perfection here. But that was the mistake, because it was done so perfect that Triple H said, well, let's do it again then. And do it again he did. All right, so Triple H likes using a hoodie to signify a debut, a new wrestler that's supposed to be a shock. Great. Another way that he loves to use that hoodie is to introduce new wrestlers into a faction. Kind of get it. He's done it before. On my list, I have 4 different times where an established wrestler puts on the hoodie as a way to infiltrate, as a way to be a part of a new faction and not be immediately introduced. We have Bron Breakker debuting as part of the Vision, right? It was that whole night after Wrestlemania where Roman comes out to confront CM Punk. He's about to spear Paul Heyman. Boom, he gets intercepted by Bron Breakker. Bron Breakker takes off his hoodie. Oh my God, it's Bron Breakker. He's aligned with Seth Rollins. This is amazing. Other times where it hasn't been super amazing was Alba Fire on a random Smackdown saving Chelsea Green from Michin. I believe this was a hardcore match or a whatever you call it, false count anywhere match. It was that time that Chelsea Green wore her Cactus Jack style shirt. That was amazing, by the way. Chelsea Green, she's the best. And yeah, Alba Fire in a hoodie was involved in the match, pulled her out of the way as Michin was about to get her off of the turnbuckle at some point. Michin was about to do some sort of move off the turnbuckle. Alba Fire came out, pulled Chelsea Green out of the ring wearing a hoodie for some reason, took off her hoodie, and she's a part of the Secret Harvest. Not as great of a use of a hoodie, but all right, Triple H, I kind of see what you're doing. Tama Tonga returning to be a part of the MFTs. He had been off TV for a while. Him and also, they never explained this, by the way, but him and Jacob Fatu were aligned against Solo and his new bloodline before they were called the MFTs, when it was Solo and Tongaloa, and was it JC Mateo yet? I don't know, but Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu were aligned at one point, and Tama Tonga got hurt. He was off TV for a while. He returned. Well, first the MFTs returned. They were wearing the face paint. It was Solo Sikoa's new faction. Then on a random episode of Smackdown, again, Tama Tonga interferes wearing a hoodie, pops his hoodie off. He's wearing the mask. He's all bulked up all of a sudden, by the way. And boom, we have a new member of the MFTs, and he is like the wild card for the MFTs. He absolutely is the best part of the MFTs, by the way. So I see what they were trying to do there, but yep, another person in a black hoodie and a mask. And then we have Becky Lynch at Clash in Paris. Now, this part, again, similar to Solo, right? Seth Rollins had his established faction, but for one reason or another, I think there was a tag team match earlier on the night. I'm trying to remember back to this PLE. There was a tag team match earlier in the night with Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed, and then they were banished for the night. They were basically kicked out of the building after their tag team match. I think it was against Jey Uso and Roman Reigns. They basically attacked them after the bell. I think they lost the match, but then they attacked Roman and Jey. Then they were kicked out of the building, basically told that they weren't allowed to be there for Seth Rollins' match. So, oh my God, Seth Rollins, he's the bad guy. He can't win on his own. He has a match at the end of the night against CM Punk for his World Heavyweight Championship. What are we going to do, right? Is Seth Rollins really going to have to win on his own? What's that going to do to CM Punk's character? Nope. We're just going to introduce Becky Lynch in a hoodie. She comes in when the referee's down. She low blows CM Punk, and she's introduced as a, temporary member to the Vision. That whole thing was a little clunky too, because is she a member of the Vision? Is she not? But then she was coming out with the Vision. Again, a little clunky, but we introduced Becky Lynch as a at least temporary part of this faction. My favorite part of this whole thing was the night after when she confronted CM Punk. She talked about how she had to throw away her hoodie because he got his balls all over it when she low blowed him. That was pretty fun. But hey, this is a way that Triple H likes to use hoodies, right? We're introducing new characters into a faction. We're introducing wrestlers that we already know and changing their characters up a little bit and aligning them to a certain faction. So we're going to throw a hoodie on them. All right, Triple H, I see you. Hey, Triple H, we have this wrestler. He got hurt, so we had to write him off TV for a while. And he was in the middle of this storyline before, but we kind of had to take him out of it because he either got injured or we needed to do something with their character a little bit different. How should we bring them back? Well, you could just throw a hoodie on him. And that's exactly what Triple H loves to do. We have prime examples in Jacob Fatu's return most recently, right? Jacob Fatu was written off TV because he needed some sort of dental surgery. So he was supposed to have a match against Drew McIntyre for the number one contendership. Winner wins number one contender for Cody Rhodes' Undisputed Championship. Someone attacks him in the back, and he's written off TV for a while. So Jacob Fatu's ready to return. How are we going to bring him back? Drew McIntyre has a 3 stages of hell match against Cody Rhodes, and the third stage is a cage match. Why don't we throw a hoodie on Jacob Fatu and have him wait outside of the cage for Drew McIntyre? Oh, are we going to keep the hoodie on him for a while so we can speculate on who that was? No, he's going to take off his hoodie immediately, and the hoodie was kind of pointless. And that's exactly what we did in this case with Jacob Fatu. As Drew McIntyre was crawling out of the ring to win the Undisputed Championship, Jacob Fatu is waiting for him at the door with a hoodie, immediately takes off the hoodie, and we immediately know that it's Jacob Fatu. Could this be any different? Would this have been any different if Jacob Fatu was just wearing his regular gear, waiting for Drew McIntyre? No. Was the pop any better? No. But that's how Triple H likes to book returns. You remember when R-Truth got fired and then the internet went crazy because, oh, wow, we love R-Truth, right? How could they do this to R-Truth? Absolutely bring back R-Truth. We want the truth. We want truth. We want truth. John Cena's like, you can't handle the truth, right? Then John Cena has a match at Money in the Bank. I don't remember who it's against. It doesn't matter. It's probably against Cody Rhodes. And we have someone interfere in the match. The referee is down. We have someone interfere. Maybe it was after the match. It doesn't really matter. But he gets hit. After the match, there's an attacker in a hoodie and a black mask, and boom, it's R-Truth. And we get a huge pop. Would this pop have been different if R-Truth wasn't wearing this hoodie and a mask? No. The pop would have been exactly what it was. We just had that 3 seconds of, oh, who could this be? What was the point of putting him in a black hoodie? I don't know, but it's something that Triple H loves to do. R-Truth returned after being fired and rehired in a black hoodie and a mask. Hey, how creative of you, Triple H. Jimmy Uso returned twice using a hoodie and a mask. Once, SummerSlam of 2023. He returned when Jey Uso was facing Roman Reigns for the WWE Undisputed Championship. He attacked his brother Jey Uso for some reason. After being kicked out of the bloodline by Roman Reigns himself, he returned to save Roman Reigns. And what was his excuse for attacking his brother and helping Roman Reigns, the man who kicked him out of the faction, the man who kicked him out of the bloodline? He was afraid that Jey Uso was becoming like Roman. That was his excuse. Jey Uso was becoming like Roman, so he came in with a black hoodie and a mask and attacked Jey Uso. This was all used as build for their terrible match at WrestleMania 40. That's the worst part of this whole thing. But not before Jey Uso could also be written off TV and return in a hoodie as well. So after this whole thing with Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso was written off TV. He lost a smile and he decided that he was done with wrestling for a while. But then later on, a few months later, he returned in a black hoodie and a mask to save John Cena versus Jimmy Uso, to save John Cena from Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa. And again, this was all built up for the terrible WrestleMania match at WrestleMania 40. So, I don't know, maybe Black Hoodie returns build terrible matches? Again, Jimmy Uso did this twice. He also did this at Bad Blood in 2024 when it was John Cena and Roman Reigns versus the new Bloodline, Bloodline 2.0. So, Jimmy Uso had been beaten out of the bloodline. Jimmy Uso had his brother Solo Sikoa turn on him and take him out, write him off TV for a while. He then was calling himself the new tribal chief. Solo Sikoa was calling himself the new tribal chief. He had his new bloodline. It was Timu Bloodline, Bloodline 2.0. He was feuding with Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns needed a tag team partner. He teamed up with Cody Rhodes. They went up after the new bloodline. After it was Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu versus Roman Reigns and John Cena. Solo Sikoa had his new bloodline behind him. JC Mateo, or no, it was Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa ringside. Jimmy Uso comes out from under the ring, wearing a black hoodie and a mask and attacks the new bloodline. In a hoodie and a mask again. Literally the same thing for Jimmy Uso twice. Explain yourself, Triple H. And finally, we have the two most recent uses of a black hoodie to see how Triple H has evolved in his use of a black hoodie, and that is to build up a whodunit type of thing, right? Most recently, we had the attacker at the Royal Rumble. We still don't know who this attacker is. They came out, they attacked Bron Breakker. We had the Monday Night Raw after the Royal Rumble. We still don't know who this person is. They didn't make an appearance after the Rumble. Speculation on the internet, who could it be? Oh, is it Finn Balor? Oh, is it Seth Rollins? Oh, is it a third person that might be aligning themselves with Seth Rollins? Is it Adam Pearce? Just a bunch of speculation on the internet, and Triple H eats that up. Triple H loves the internet talking about this. Even if it's a stupid idea, Triple H loves people eating it up. We saw it with Austin Theory also, right? When he attacked CM Punk and he attacked the good guys at the Survivor Series War Games match, he scaled the cage, he jumped off, he stomped CM Punk and gave Bron Breakker and the Vision and the bad guy faction the win. And for weeks, we speculated, ooh, who could it be? Who could it be? Oh, it'd be really cool if Austin Theory joins the Blood or the Vision. Oh, it's Austin Theory. I know it. People were zooming into the face, into the mouth, and like, oh, that's totally Austin Theory. People were zooming into the hands, and oh, look at that tattoo. It looks like this person. Oh, no, it could be this person, right? Speculation on the internet. And Triple H was just eating that up, right? Triple H was just like, no, 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 no. Give me that. Give me all of these internet comments. I like when people talk about me. I like when people talk about the product. Hey, you enjoying the show? Are you enjoying the show? Right? Triple H loves this stuff. So in build up for a whodunit type of storyline, and build up for something that the internet can just speculate about, right? Building mystery. Triple H loves that black hoodie. And we're going to see that mystery and that speculation and those internet comments as Triple H eats it up again for this new attacker, right? Also, this whole thing just makes me feel like that Austin Theory storyline where he was the guy in the black hoodie, it was supposed to last longer than it did. It was supposed to last all the way to WrestleMania, and we were supposed to stand by and be like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. I can't wait. I can't wait to find out who this is, right? But that wasn't how we reacted. We were all over it. We were all done with this whole thing. Just give us the mask guy or don't, Triple H, but we don't care. So he's like, well, let's give him Austin Theory. They want Austin Theory as part of the Vision, so let's give him Austin Theory. And then we got Austin Theory as part of the Vision. But that wasn't the original plan. The original plan was this, what we're getting right now, right? The masked man to cause all sorts of chaos. Who is he with? Is he aligned with the Vision? Is he aligned with Seth Rollins? Who is this with? Who is this person with? And we're getting exactly what we were supposed to get now. And we're going to get tired of this as well, right? WrestleMania is only 3 months away, but we're going to get tired of this as well. I actually think that not having this masked man return on Monday Night Raw, not having this masked man attack again on Monday Night Raw was a good idea by Triple H, because we don't want to get hoodied masked man fatigue again. So let's not put him on TV for a while. If they really want this story to drag on all the way through WrestleMania, let's not have him on TV for a while until there's a big moment for this person to attack again. But yeah, Triple H has evolved in his use of the black hoodie, and now it's all about speculation. It's all about building suspense. It's all about who could it be. So don't be surprised if you see this kind of story with the same black hoodie happen once or twice more. There you have it. Kind of a different video. I'm just done. I'm just over this whole Triple H black hoodie thing because he thinks he's so clever. He thinks he's discovered something new. He thinks, oh, look, I figured out a way. I figured out a way to build speculation and build talk on the internet, right? I figured out a way to have people talk about the product. I don't care if it's good or bad as long as you're talking about me. That's exactly what happens. But we're all over it. Us WWE fans, us wrestling nerds, we've seen it before. Look, I gave you 10 examples. 10 examples of Triple H doing this in the past. In the past 3.5 years, he's used this at least 10 times. I'm sure there's examples that I didn't think of or see when I did my 10 minutes of research. I'm sure there are other examples. So if you know of any more examples, please drop them in the comments. Let me know if I forgot any of them. Let me know if you are still falling for this whole black hoodie thing. Look, maybe I'm in the minority. Maybe everyone likes it. And we like speculating this whole thing. Again, there are going to be videos on this channel about who that man in the black hoodie is because we need content. So of course we're going to talk about it. But let me know if you're still into this. Let me know if this is something that is still exciting for you. Personally, I'm over it. I'm done with this whole Triple H black hoodie thing. I'm not saying I'm going to stop watching. I'm just bored of that whole thing. But Anyway, since you made it this far, make sure to drop a like, make sure to hit me up in the comments, subscribe, watch some other videos on this channel. I'm sure you'll like at least one of them. And if you haven't done so, I said it already, but subscribe. And until next time, as always, have a nice day. Everyone except Triple H, have a nice day.